Okay, so what's going to happen is this. In a few months' time, you've passed the exam. Okay, you've passed your maths exam. And you've decided, or Shelley's decided, to invite you all round for a celebratory dinner. Okay, didn't invite me, but she's invited you five to a celebratory dinner. So, this is her dining room table. It's quite a large dining room table. But Shelley doesn't like it. She doesn't like the top of it, this colour. So she's decided she's going to change it. And she's going to buy these Italian marble tiles, okay, which are quite expensive. They're coming from Italy. It's £44.80p for one tile. It's 20% VAT and it costs 400 quid to get these tiles shipped over from Italy. And she's got a sample, and this is the sample. She can't use this on the table because it's got a sample written on it, so she can't use it. Now, you've had your dinner, which she's kindly made for us, or you guys, sorry, I weren't invited, and she's telling you about these tiles. She needs to order them tonight, because if not, they double in price. So she needs to order them on the internet tonight. And she needs to order enough. She doesn't want to order too many, because she would have to send some back and pay another 400. She doesn't not want to order enough, and she's going to have to order some more and pay another 400 quid, plus they've gone up in price. So, she's hunted high and low in the house for a tape measure, can't find one. So she's going to ask you guys to guess, to estimate how many of these tiles is going to cover this dining room table. There's the tile, here's the table. How many do you think of these are going to cover this table? Have a guess, have an estimate, have a guess. Just have a guesstimate. Okay. Have a guesstimate. There's the tile. Anybody like to throw a figure at me?
50.
I'll give you a clue, it is less than 100.
I think 80.
I want to say 75. Just to be
Okay.
awkward.
95.
You've had a guess, you know another one.
I was going to say 90.
It's down to the homeowner now.
Okay, 50.
You went for same? Yeah. Alright, so let's see who's right. So as you can see there, we've got a load of different numbers. So Shelley's a little bit unsure. So she decides to ring me. Hello, hi, it's Shelley. Shelley, what are you doing? We're having a dinner party. Well, where's my invitation? You didn't invite me. A bit disappointing that you didn't invite me. But now you want my help. So she says, have you got a tape measure? Yeah, of course I've got a tape measure. Can you bring it over? Of course I can, no problem. So I jump in my car, which is a Porsche by the time, because I'm now a YouTube millionaire, remember? and drive myself down to Shelley's house. As quick as quick. As quick as quick. What's your problem? What's your problem, Shelley? Did you not listen in the maths class? She said, yeah, but I've not got a tape measure. I've got a tape measure. She wants to cover this table with these, yeah? So we need to work out how many she was going to buy. So I get my tape measure out. So we measure the table, yeah? So we're going to shoom that down there. Now it's a big table, so we're going to measure it in metres. So it's 3.4 metres, okay? Let me have that back, ladies. Mind your fingers because it will be sharp. 3.4 metres, right? That's the length by 1.2 metres, yeah? So it's 3.4 metres by 1.2 metres. So how big's that table? 3.4 times 1.2.
4.01.
Square metres. Yeah? So, Shelley, have you got the sample? Yes, of course I have, it's here. So we're going to measure the sample tile. Now, the sample tile is only tiny. It's not as big as the table, so really, I'd have to measure it in centimetres, but then convert it to metres. So I measure it in centimetres. 30 centimetres. So that equates to 0.3 metres, yeah? (21), which equates to 0.21 in metres. Okay, off we go. Let's work out the size of the tile. What's it going to be? .063 square metres, yeah? So now what we're going to see is how many of these tiles fit on this table. How are we going to do that? We're going to divide this by this. So let's do that. Smile there. Come on.
64.761.
So 60.
65.
So she needs to order 65 tiles. Yeah? 65 tiles. Not so far away there. Not so far away there, not so far away there. Only 10 out there. Not a bad guess. Somebody guessed it exactly right. Yeah, not so far away. So she's going to order 65 tiles. 65 tiles. Let's see how much this is going to cost her. So those tiles are £44.80 each. So this is the easy sum, isn't it? 65 times £44.80. That's not cheap. How much is that?
2912.
2912 exact, yeah?
Yeah.
On top of that is 20% VAT. So this is asking you to think back a couple of weeks to when we did percentages. How do you work out 20% of 2912? Yeah, it's easy, isn't it? 20 divide by 100 times 2912. How much is that? And what does that work out at? It's got to be 500 and something, hasn't it?
582.4.
Yeah.
£582.40. On top of that, we've got the shipping, which is, what did I say the shipping was? 400. So in total, how much is it going to cost to cover this table? Those three added together, which is
982.40.
Don't forget the price of the tiles. Yeah?
3894.40.
Wow. That's a lot of money,
Oh,
isn't
should I get loaded?
It's loaded as well.
it? She'd probably nip out and buy a new table.
Mm.
Yeah? So, the idea of this was just to show you basically what this question involves. And this is what the kind of questions could be. Yeah, you actually in the exam, you wouldn't have to get up and measure anything, you would be given the measurements. But just to show you, yeah, metres, easy to use, no problem at all because it's a big table. These were centimetres. I measured those in centimetres, so we had to convert them to metres. Why did we convert them to metres? Because we'd measured the table in metres and the fact that this question doesn't mention metres. So, but we had to, yeah, and then we had to work out how many of these go into that, yeah, so it's this big number divided by this, it's like a division, how many of these go into this, yeah, it's like a division. Once we've done that, we round it up there, because you can't buy 0.76 of a tile, so you have to buy another full tile. No point buying 64 tiles, you have a bit of space. So you buy 65 tiles. From there on, it gets fairly easy because you know that the price of one tile, just times it by 65. Then you add this 20% bit. Okay, that's asking you to do another skill. But it's one that we've already learned. And then finally add the shipping to give you that grand total. So that is typical of all the different kind of things that could be in that style of question. And to me, the tricky bits are these bits here. That's the tricky bit. Them top 3 bits are the tricky bit. This bit is the easy bit. It comes a bit easier. And you'll see that these kind of questions, that's what happens. The first couple of sections, the first 3 parts are the tricky parts. Once you've nailed them 3, the other bits come a little bit easier afterwards. Yeah, a little bit easier. So far so good? Yeah? I'll just turn this back to the screen. Okay. Do you remember Jane's garden? Jane has decided to have her yard paved. She's decided she don't want it turfed. The paving stones are square in shape with a side length of 75 centimetres. The stones come in packs of 16 and each pack is £237.50p. How much will it cost Jane to pave that garden? Okay? It's exactly the same type of question as this, apart from the percentage part. Okay? It's exactly the same style of question. You already know how big Jane's garden is because we measured it a little bit earlier on. So let's see if we can work it out. What's it going to cost Jane to pave that particular garden? Let's see. Tricky. Oh, is it? I don't think so.
Do we need that previous measurement then?
48, yeah. It was 48. Was it 48?
48
8 by 6, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 48 square metres.
Right.
Yeah, it was 8 by 6. Think about this sentence here. Yeah, think about that sentence there. And think about our tile. Let me give you a little clue on here. How are we doing with this particular question?
No.
No? Elizabeth's still punching the numbers in. We've got an answer here. We've got not an answer there just yet. Remember, it's an area question. So let me draw your attention to this.
I know, but I tried to look at that, but then it ends up being too big.
I've done that.
Yeah? Think about when we measured the tile to
Yeah.
fit on the table.
Yeah.
Length times width.
Yeah.
But
It's,
those are centimetres.
yeah.
Those were centimetres. The garden is metres.
Yeah.
What's 75 centimetres in metres?
0.75. 0.725 times 0.75, and then I've got 0.5625.
Yeah. So that's the area of one of these tiles, which was the area of this. Or it was, that's how we worked the area, didn't we, of this tile. And
Yeah.
then what do we see? any of these tiles?
I'm doing it. Done it.
Yeah? So you know what you're doing now?
I'm doing what I thought. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
doing it right. I'm just questioning it. Okay.
So that's why your number
So
will
do
up
we
in.
need to convert the 75?
Yeah, so you divide them by 100 to make them into metres. Because the garden's measured in metres. Yeah? So we need, like this table was measured in metres before, that garden's measured in metres. So all we've done the same kind of question, but from a table and tiles to a garden and paving stones. It's the same format of the question. Yeah? The same format of the question. The only difference being, we used a square. And whenever they put a square in the question, they only ever give you one measurement. Because it's the same all sides. Yeah? So they'll only ever give you one measurement. So now, we should be starting to get the idea. Let me rub them initials off. And then I can do some working out on here. Okay.
Does it say how the stone comes in packs of 16?
Packs of 16.
So
Yeah.
one pack costs
£237.50p.
Right, okay.
Yeah, £237.50. So there's kind of a little bit of a pictorial kind of pointer, if you will, in the right direction. There's the size of the garden. There's the size of the table. There's the size of the stone. That was the size of the tile. And then we saw how many of those go into that. How many tiles went into that. Yeah? That should give you how many stones she needs to buy. Once you've done that, they come in packs of 16. So how many packs does she need to buy? And how much does it cost per pack? Okay, so you'll have to do a bit of rounding up. You round up when it comes down to the packs. Okay, round up when it comes down to the packs. So we've got an answer over there now, I think. Revisited there. How big's those stones? 0.75 times 0.75. 0.56.
625.
So what's our sum going to be? It's going to be 48 divided by that.
Yeah.
Rub that line out a second. Equals
85.3.
85. So that's 85.3 stones, isn't it, that she needs? Call it 86. They come in packs of 16. What are you going to do with that number? Divide it by 16 to tell us how many packs she needs. How many packs does she need? 86 divided by 16.
It's 5.37, but we'll round up to 6, won't you?
5.37 packs. So like you said, we round that up to 6. Now comes the easy bit. One pack costs £237.50. Which equals a grand total of
1,425.
I think that sounds about right to me. Did we get that in the end? Did we get that answer?
I had to follow what you were doing then,
Yeah.
towards the end.
Did you take a bit of getting your head around these questions? Purely and simply because we knew the size of the garden. Okay, let's just put that to one side for a second. The stones are a square. but they only give you one measurement. They told us it was 75 centimetres. But because it's a square, we know that all four sides are 75 centimetres. Remember, it's an area question. We need to say how much of that stone fits into that garden. So we had to convert, firstly, the centimetres to metres, because the garden is measured in metres. So we divided the 75 by 100, becomes 0.75. So we've got 0.75 length, 0.75 width. Length times width, because we're looking at how much that flat bit fits onto that flat bit. We did that question, sorry, we did that sum, 0.5625 square metres. How many of those fit in the garden? 85.3. So you can't buy 0.3 of a stone, so we'd have to buy 86. They come in packs of 16. So we split them 86 flags that we need, 16 in that pack, 16 in that pack, 16 in that pack, and we've come out that we needed 5.37 packs, so we'd have to buy 6 packs. The easy bit, 6 times 2, 3, 750, 1,425 pounds. There's a lot going on, there's a lot to think about, there's a lot of numbers, yeah? And these kind of questions, you've got to approach these questions in two ways. One, you've got to have that kind of logical thinking mentality for these questions, and do it step by step by step by step. Remembering and looking at what shapes you've got, looking at what measurements you've got, and making sure that all the measurements are the same. Remembering that it's an area question, so it's nothing to do with, there's no adding in this particular sum, no addition at all. It's all division, multiplication, multiplication, division, yeah? So these are the things you've got to think to yourself. Right, it's an area question, so I only need length times width. That's all I need, because that's how I work out the area of a rectangle or a square. So I only need 2 measurements. Don't need 4, don't need 3, don't need any more than that. Just need 2. Boom, that's the size of that. I'm seeing how many of these fit into that. That's a division. That's that divided by that. Once you've got that, you start to round up, yeah, because now you're dealing with a physical stone, yeah, that you can't buy 0.3 of or whatever, yeah. So there is a lot going on in these kind of questions, a heck of a lot going on, and that's what makes them so difficult in the exam. We've not even touched the ones that have pictures yet. There gets even more tricky. That's just words, yeah. The more difficult ones will become when you start to see the picture and you've got some different shapes thrown in there. So let me just test you again with this next one.
Can I just ask?
Yes, of course.
Before we move on. I got to the end point 6 packs and I got the figures right and everything, but when I did me measuring the flats, I rounded it to 0.56. So, but it was 0.5625.
Yeah.
So it just used that and that.
You'd have still got 85 point something.
I got 85.71.
So
well,
yeah.
then I used that and divided by 16.
Right.
I didn't round up until I got to the
right.
5.25. So I still got 6
Still
packs.
got 6 packs. That's fine. That doesn't make any difference.
Right.
So sometimes you could do it to 2 decimal places. Some you could do it to the full 4 decimal place in your calculator. Because in the exam, what you'd find, you would still get that same answer.
Yeah.
They take that into account.
Right.
You would still get that same answer. So they take that into account. A lot of these questions on area will be about big things like yards, like buildings, walls, carpets, gardens, that kind of stuff.